us through the week because you didn't know where this was going, and then maybe kind of late in the week?
Sure. Yeah. Listen, I think I've been around long enough. You just got to stay on your toes and prepare. And that's kind of how it was. I didn't want to assume anything or not assume anything. So I kind of, like I said, just went in the building, prepared like I know how to, and kind of waited until some kind of decision was made.
Can you explain the throw to Michael Pittman Jr., just the faith he had in the crowd like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, we talked about maybe having that opportunity at some point in the game, not necessarily on that play, but they played cover zero there, and I knew I had the corner and the other guy on the right side, and I knew I had him coming across the field. I just had to take a deep drop, so I could buy just enough time to get the ball up, let him get across the field a little bit, get the ball up. And then besides that, it's you got to ask him. I mean, it was a great catch, great going up for it. I mean, it's a 50-50 ball that he wins, so it's huge.
What have you maybe learned about his toughness over the last week?
Dude, I've only been here. What week is this? 6? Week 5, 6, 6. He's got to be one of the toughest players I've played with. I think part of him was probably trying to prove a point. I think there was a report that came out earlier. Even I saw it on like my ESPN at like Pittman out or whatever it is, and it's awesome. I mean, when you have guys like that, you can go a long way, and that's the kind of guys you need to have to play winning football. And he's unbelievable for that.
Being around him as much as you have, you figured out kind of how's he wired? Like, what gets him to be like this?
I don't know. There's probably a lot of things that go into it. I didn't grow up with him, but I'm sure he's always been like that and been through a lot in his life to kind of, make him like that. I'm sure his parents held him at a high standard so that he, doesn't have that quit in him. So there's probably a lot of things that go into it.
How have you seen that kind of trickle down to some of the younger guys in the receiving corps?
Anytime you have a guy like that, it's like having that figure, that father figure. You don't want to disappoint them, and you want to show up for them, and you don't want to. Part of it is you just don't want to disappoint. So like you have that expectation that like, hey, this guy does it, I need to do it. So it goes such a long way. I don't think you can quantify it. I mean, those guys are playing great, and they all are very resilient, and they keep their heads in the game when things aren't necessarily going completely right. I think that's a huge testament to probably him. Now that you say that.
How valuable was Josh Downs today?
What's that?
How valuable was Josh Downs today?
Was he valuable? He's been huge the last few weeks. I mean, ever since he's come back and been in this lineup, I mean, he's been a force to be reckoned with. I don't exactly know, what he did today in terms of catches and yards. I know we didn't throw for a ton, but I'm sure he had a ton of big plays on third downs.
Last week, a ton of yards, right? You guys lose this week, not as many, but it felt like the clutch play making yourself.
Yeah.
From those guys, what role did that play in this game?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, listen, I think there was definitely times where I was over there on the sideline, like, a little bit frustrated, just feeling like you maybe left a little bit out there, especially even the second to last drive or whatever that was that we, had AP. I mean, if we hit that, I'd probably have 250, not whatever I had, So that is frustrating. But at the same time, playing in Baltimore for all those years, had a lot of tough division games. And I think it really teaches you a lot about how to win football games and, keep your head on right and stay tough in the moments where you need to be tough and come through. And I think we have a bunch of guys like that on our team, so that's why we were able to prevail.
What went into the interception?
Yeah, it was just getting greedy, probably not having that dialogue with myself to just stay patient. And next thing you know, I'm trying to fit a ball in a seam, but that the linebacker squeezing, the mic was open in that way, and I can't really get it in that seam, so I got to try to get it over him, and that's not possible. And then I'm throwing a pick and setting our team up for failure. So, yeah, just got greedy and a bad decision.
Did Dalton make his first start at right guard against a pretty good defensive line? You just kind of feel that pass protection still hold up with him there?
I think he's done an awesome job. I mean, he's undrafted, correct? And made the football team. Now he's starting and playing really well. I mean, how impressive is that? He's a rookie. It's unbelievable. So credit to him.